You've felt it too, haven't you? The way your spirit stirs when his name echoes through your mind. As if your soul remembers something your body has yet to understand. The angels say, he's looking for something he doesn't even know he's lost. And that something is you. You were placed in his path not by accident, not by chance, but by divine choreography. Like constellations aligning after lifetimes apart, you were meant to meet him in this exact moment, not to complete him, but to awaken him. Before you, love may have seemed like a concept, beautiful but distant. But the moment he saw you, the moment your eyes met and silence spoke volumes, his soul began to remember. There is a reason you feel so deeply for someone who struggles to show it back. A reason you keep dreaming of him, sensing his presence even when he pulls away. Because his heart is still learning how to speak the language your soul already knows. You are not here to fix him. You were sent as a mirror, to reflect the parts of himself he's been too afraid to see. You didn't just cross his path. You disrupted his entire direction. And now, when he lies awake in the quiet, something within him longs for your light, a light that feels like home but asks for truth in return. This is why he runs. Because you don't fit the story he wrote for himself. You're something deeper, something divine. And the angels whisper, he'll find you again when the universe says it's time. For we are his workmanship, created in Christ Jesus for good works, which God prepared beforehand, that we should walk in them. Ephesians 2 verse 10. There's a silence in him that speaks louder than words. A wall not built in a day, but brick by brick, formed by old wounds, by promises broken before you ever arrived. The angels say, he's afraid of needing what he cannot control. When he looks at you, something trembles inside, not because you are unsafe, but because you feel like truth, and he has learned to flinch at anything real. This man has survived by guarding his heart, by convincing himself that detachment is strength. But your love, it doesn't knock politely. It walks straight into the locked rooms of his soul and turns on the light. He didn't expect to feel again. Not this much. Not this soon. Not with you. And so he pushes, he pulls, he disappears into the fog. Not because he doesn't care, but because he cares too much, and he doesn't know how to hold something this sacred without trembling. The angels show him pacing in his own mind, battling ghosts who once convinced him that needing someone was a weakness. And here you are, soft and strong at the same time, standing at the gates of his resistance, not asking him to open, just being the presence that makes him want to. He may not say it, but he feels it. You're different. You see him. Not the mask. Not the silence. Him. And that is both the most terrifying and healing thing he's ever known. You've given so much of your heart, often forgetting to leave a little light for yourself. The angels say, your soul is sacred too, not just the love you offer. In trying to understand his silence, you've quieted your own voice. In holding space for his wounds, you've left some of yours unattended. But love, the real kind, does not require self-abandonment. You were not sent into his life to dim for him. You were sent to illuminate. So don't shrink just to make space for his fears. Don't fold your wings just because he's forgotten how to fly. You are not too much. You are exactly the reminder he needs. But only if you remain whole. The angels ask you to return to yourself. To the parts you've put on pause. To the laughter you held back, the rest you postponed, the dreams you set aside while trying to read his heart like scripture. He is not your mission. You are your light. And in honoring that light, you give him the courage to follow his own. Care for yourself not as an act of rebellion, but as a sacred vow, I will not forget me. Not in love, not in longing, not in waiting. Because the woman who holds space for others must first build a home within herself. He doesn't understand why you make him so restless. Why his chest tightens when you enter a room. Why your gaze lingers in places he spent years avoiding. The angels say, your light reveals what he tried to bury. You didn't just enter his life, you interrupted his hiding. And now, every time he looks at you, he sees parts of himself he's not ready to face. The dreams he left behind. The softness he covered in armor. The child inside him still waiting to be chosen. You didn't mean to be a mirror. You only meant to love. But love like yours does not arrive quietly. It shines. It reflects. It uncovers. And suddenly he's confronted, not with judgment, but with truth. The way you love makes him question why he ever settled for less. The way you see him makes him feel naked and known. He may flinch. He may fight. But that's what happens when a soul meets its own reflection in the eyes of another. Your presence isn't a threat. It's an invitation. But invitations can feel like warnings to someone who's been hurt by every door they dared open. Still, you remain. Without forcing. Without fixing. Just shining. And even if he can't say it yet, a part of him knows. You didn't come to blind him. You came to remind him. There's a shift happening within him. Subtle. Unspoken. But real. The angels say, something dormant has begun to stir. You might not see the change in words. He might still pull away, still get quiet. But in the silence, he's listening. To his own heart, to the echo of your presence that won't leave him. Before, love was something he approached like a transaction, measured, logical, avoidable. But you disrupted that rhythm. Not with demand, but with truth. With a presence so alive, it made him feel again. He catches himself thinking of you in the middle of ordinary things. Coffee in hand, car at a red light, and suddenly you flash through his mind like a prayer he never meant to say out loud. This is the beginning of awakening. When logic starts to loosen, when the walls don't feel so necessary anymore. You didn't ask for this power. You didn't need to. Your soul carries it. And it's reaching places in him that no one else dared enter. The angels are near him now, whispering things even he can't quite grasp yet. That love can be safe, that home is not a place, but a person. This is the chapter where he begins to remember what love really feels like. And for the first time in a long time, he's not trying to run from it. He's just trying to understand why it feels like you. Behold, I am doing a new thing. Now it springs forth. Do you not perceive it? Isaiah 43 verse 19. You've seen this pattern before. The nearness, the pull, then the distance. A rhythm you never asked to dance to, but somehow your heart knows the steps. The angels say, he comes and goes not because of you, but because of him. There is no rejection in his absence, only fear. Fear of what he feels. Fear of not being enough. Fear of losing himself in something that feels too sacred to touch. Each return is not just a moment of weakness, it's a quiet confession. He misses you. And he hates how much. But then the voices come back, the ones that taught him not to trust joy, not to hope for something lasting. And so he vanishes again, hoping the distance will dull the ache. But it never does. Because you don't live in his mind. You live in his nervous system now. In the quiet between thoughts. In the space where longing turns into prayer. You are not a habit he's trying to break. You are the truth he's afraid to hold. So he'll come back. And yes, he might leave again. But not because he doesn't feel. Because he feels too much and doesn't yet know how to live with that weight. The angels ask you, don't take it personally. Take it sacred. You were never meant to chase, only to witness, until he finds the courage to stay. Your love didn't ask for attention. It just was. Like breath. Like light filtering through trees. The angels say, what you gave him was healing in its purest form. He didn't know how to receive it. Not because it wasn't beautiful, but because he had never seen love that didn't want to fix or possess. Only love that sat beside the wound and waited. You never tried to change him. You didn't need to. Your presence alone started mending things he didn't even know were broken. When he shut down, you stayed soft. When he questioned everything, you didn't argue, you held space. And that, dear soul, was medicine. Not the kind that forces transformation, but the kind that whispers, take your time. I'm still here. Love like yours rewrites memory. It tells the body, you're safe now. And slowly, the heart starts to believe it. He may not say it, but he feels lighter when you're near. As if the air softens. As if maybe, just maybe, love isn't a battlefield, but a resting place. That's why he returns. That's why, even in silence, he holds you close in ways he can't explain. Because something in him knows, you didn't come to rescue him. You came to remind him how to breathe. This was never random. Not the timing. Not the ache. Not the way you crossed paths in a moment that felt both inconvenient and sacred. The angels say, heaven wrote this meeting long before earth gave it shape. You've questioned the delays. Wondered why something that feels so right could move so slowly, so painfully. But timing in divine hands isn't measured by calendars. It's measured by readiness. And his soul, though longing for you, needed to unlearn what love is not before he could truly recognize you. There is a thread running through both of your lives. Invisible. Unbreakable. Tugging gently in the background, pulling you closer every time one of you remembers. Remembering happens in dreams, in songs you both know, in moments when your heart skips a beat for no reason because he's thinking of you and somewhere, your soul still hears him. He is being guided now. Not by logic, but by light. The angels are clearing the fog. They are whispering courage into his doubts. And they are reminding you, you are not waiting. You are aligning. Don't chase. Don't shrink. Just stay where your spirit is full. Because he is coming, not rushed, not confused, but guided. And this time, he will arrive with open hands and an awake heart. Trust in the Lord with all your heart, and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct your paths. Proverbs 3 verses 5 to 6. He doesn't talk about it. But the angels show me, he's afraid of how much you matter. He's never felt safe enough to be fully seen. Your presence asks for more than attention. It asks for truth. And truth has always cost him more than he was ready to pay. In you, he feels something ancient. A recognition beyond logic. But to step toward that means removing the armor he's worn since before he knew your name. There's a softness in him that he guards like a wound. It lives just beneath the surface, but every time you touch it, even with your eyes, he panics. Because love has always come with expectations, and he fears he won't measure up. You don't ask for perfection, but he can't hear that yet. All he hears is, if I open up, I could lose myself. So he builds distance. With silence. With distraction. With detours that lead nowhere. And still, your presence lingers. Soft. Unapologetic. Patient. The angels say, you are not his test. You are his invitation. To love without needing to perform. To be held without needing to explain. He's learning now in his quiet that vulnerability isn't weakness. It's the doorway. Perfect love casts out fear. 1 John 4 verse 18. This is where you let go, not of him, but of the need to control what love should look like. The angels say, what is real cannot be lost. You were never meant to chase certainty. You were meant to trust the pull, even when it leads you through silence. He may still be finding his way. He may still hesitate at the threshold. But you are already home. In love that doesn't need to be proven. In connection that defies logic. In the knowing that your heart chose wisely, even if it takes longer to understand. This is not a waiting room. This is sacred ground. Where you bless what is, release what was, and open your hands to what wants to arrive. Let him go, not away from you, but into the arms of whatever he still needs to face. And if his path returns to yours, it won't be because you held on. It will be because he awakened. And found you still glowing. Still rooted. Still you. Declare this to your soul. I am already whole. Loved. Guided. Chosen. Because you are. And what's meant for you is never delayed, only prepared. The Lord will fight for you, you need only to be still. Exodus 14 verse 14.